Insert funny and clever intro right here. It's your girl Spin. Probably gonna cringe at this in like, I don't know, 2 years. Let's just see how cringy this will get. I'll delete it off of YouTube once it'll fall into the void. But anyway, I'm here with a story. A story of learning to drive, which is fucking terrifying, I swear to God. Getting into a vehicle, knowing that, like, I don't know, how much is a ton? Let's just say a ton of metal that, with the slight move of your hands, could crash and kill you in a fiery blaze. And, you know, the first course I took over this summer, it was really, really easy. In fact, our driver instructor was terrible. I don't know. This guy's name started with a P. I forgot the actual name. I'm not gonna call him out on it or anything, but he was the laziest teacher I've ever had. The class was a breeze, piece of cake. He actually just had us teach the whole entire class. Which, I don't know. I only had to do one presentation. It was fine. But I didn't learn how to drive. And in fact, like, something happened, and like he wasn't even able to take us out on the road, and he would dismiss every class early. So, since my parents don't want me to die, they signed me up for something else, like a different driving thing, and that was okay. I took this online course. I was supposed to take physical notes, but I didn't, because on every quiz, it would just open up a new tab, and so you could go back and look at the slides, and the answers to the test were usually, like, chronologically along the slides, so you would just have to click and fill through, like, answers it actually gives you on the slides, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't, but anyway. So, the slides were a breeze. Then came the actual driving part. My mom took me out to this, like, industrial park, and we were driving along there for a while. I got pretty confident. I was pretty good, or I thought I was pretty good, because, I could actually move the car, I could take a turn, big whoop, but, my actual skills of driving came in two phases. One where my dad, who's a bit less sympathetic, took me out on a real road, big ass road, where I had to go like 50 or 60. That was pretty scary, but then after that I was comfortable going at higher speeds. These days I can go higher speeds. I can go on a highway and stuff and not be like gripping the wheel with an iron vice grip. But yeah, so I had that. Then there was the actual driving lessons where, like, an instructor would sit with you in the car and they would take you around town and they would criticize you. Well, not criticize. They criticize you because they don't want you to die, but, big difference. Now, it's not that I don't take criticism well, it's just that I just get nervous. My first day of driving instruction, my driving teacher, she was very young, but, like, she was very serious about driving, and she's just kind of a serious person in general, so, like, it's not really the kind of personality that you can get comfortable with. Also, the car had this, like, emergency brake thing on the passenger side, so she would be able to brake the car, which is scary as hell. And when you feel that brake go on, you've done goofed up. So whenever I would hear the car, like, emergency brake when I did something stupid and life-threatening, I would feel a pit in my stomach, and, it's weird to be so on edge and pretend to be fine, because there's another student in the back seat, because we would always take turns. So, I think I Might have cried once. I don't know. I'm not admitting to anything, but yeah. So that went on for a while. I would start off feeling okay, then then I would make a mistake, and I would be corrected on it. Then I would be fed up with that mistake, and just focus on it and beat myself up about it, which caused anxiety, causing me to make more mistakes, caused more criticism, and that's how every driving lesson went. And my partner passed with flying colors. When I'm driving with my parents, well, at least one of them, I seem to be doing fine. I mean, that's what she says anyway. But then when I get in the car with someone who actually passed their test with 20 out of the full score, the full score, there's so much things I'm doing wrong, and it's frustrating. My best friend has his license, and he can drive wherever he wants. Doesn't mean he doesn't get nervous, but I think that's pretty cool. One of the reasons why I don't want, or why I want to drive, is because I need to go grocery shopping. Though that's a story for another time. I'll tell you about my food problems later. Trust me, I'm okay, but yeah, sorry to get off topic. So I had a makeup lesson today. Instead of my normal driving instructor, which is someone in her 20s, which, yeah, I told you that she's young, but she's still a very, very good driver. I was this guy, maybe in his middle ages, who knows? It doesn't really matter anyway, but before that one makeup lesson, I was told by my other instructor that the person's name, I'm not going to give it away, is very strict and might make me cry. That kind of stuck with me a lot. And to the days leading up to that lesson, I had a lot of anxiety. And I'm not really an anxious person in general. I'm pretty easygoing and pretty go with the flow. And I prefer not to get all worked up about things I don't need to. But this scared me. When I'm anxious outside of a vehicle, I'm usually pretty good at handling it. But when I'm anxious and there's someone scolding me for making the same mistake 10 times in a row, it hurts. It hurts. Now, I'm no wimp. Maybe I'm just kind of working this up to fill the space of the video because I don't know how to actually comment over the video. I'm recording this on a separate piece of audio and recording it so that it fits over the video. I have a few seconds left until I have to leave. About 7 at this point, but yeah, that's it. See ya.